This land is cursed. It's freaking cursed. There's no good deals to be found anywhere. So obviously the last time I went out game hunting, things didn't go so well. Are we gonna have a turn of events this time? Are things gonna be better? Am I gonna find anything out in the wild? I'm gonna guess probably not like I used to. I used to be able to find truckloads of stuff, literally truckloads of stuff for a few $100 here and there, but that hasn't happened in years. Yes, game collecting as a hobby has changed a lot over the last 10 years with the prevalence of people like me on YouTube essentially changing the way we do things. But there's a lot of good things going on right now in the community. And I'm gonna tell you about some of those. Stick around, enjoy my journey, come along with me. And oh yeah, by the way, I'm RNG Gamer, in case you didn't know. I play all my games randomly.
You know, I haven't been game hunting that hasn't been at a convention or just online and since the last time I did a video about game hunting, 6 months, something. Like always, my town is freaking cursed. There's nothing to be found. Let's go see if we can actually find something. Let's go to the literal worst Goodwill I've ever been in my life. My local Goodwill. My local Goodwill is the worst Goodwill. I've never found anything in here. This is the actual media section. Look at this. That's it. That's what you got right there. Look, and here's the electronics section. Jam-packed, huh? Anyway, there's nothing in there. That place is depressing as hell. Let's try somewhere different.
So although we're moving to a more digital age, there's always going to be collectors. People are always going to collect video games, and people are always going to want to have physical copies of their games. You may say like, RNG Gamer, that's not freaking true. Like, it's so much more convenient and cheap to freaking have everything digitally. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear about it. I don't care. Look at vinyl collecting. That crap was dead as a freaking doornail for decades, and it came back with a vengeance. The people in the generation below us, probably below you, if you're watching my videos, you're around my age.
And me, you know, I'm 56 years old.
Damn! I'm sorry.
They've never gotten to own anything in their life. Everything has been subscription-based or digital. They're the ones driving a lot of this stuff. They like getting those things in their hand just like we do. And there are bright spots. Even though the big companies are moving all digital, there's still companies out there carrying the torch. And one of those is Evercade. This is a modern console with HDMI out, but it uses physical cartridges that have real licensed games on them. You plug it into your TV, you play it. I think there will always be something like this around for collectors. Now, I was on the fence about buying one of these for dumb reasons. My main one being is that the cartridges are too good. They have too many games on them, and I didn't want to buy a cartridge that had 10 games on it and have to add them all into the backlog. But now that my backlog has started going down a little bit, and the newer games that I typically buy and the retro games are slowing down because I've gotten most of everything I want, I'm not so scared about this. So I bought this. This is their newest model. It just came out like yesterday. It's the VSR, and this is the more streamlined and updated version of it. And it comes with the Tomb Raider collection, which has Tomb Raider 1, 2, and 3 on cart. They did not send this to me. I paid money for this. It's $100. And I got a few games for it as well. First up is Irem Arcade. This is volume 1. I believe there are 3 of these now, and I will be getting all of them. So this has a bunch of Irem games. Why did I grab this? Well, it has In the Hunt on it, which is a submarine shoot 'em up that's supposed to be really good. It's also super expensive as hell. $20 for this whole collection. It's got 6 games on it. R-Type, which I have like a million copies of. In the Hunt, Moon Patrol, Lightning Swords, which I've never played, Battle Chopper, which I've never played, and then 10-Yard Fight, which I don't really want to play, but I will anyway. And the Evercade doesn't just have retro crap on it. These are 2 new games made by indie developers that came out on like the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 5 and the Switch. They also put it on the Evercade. $20 again. Demons of Astaborg and Astabros. These are like modern hardcore hack and slash platformers. I was gonna buy these on the PS5 for like 35 bucks a piece. They put them both on one cart, one physical cart, $20. Megacat Studios has been putting out physical homebrews of NES games for years and years and years. I've wanted to buy so many of them, but they're like $60 and $70 a piece. Well, guess what? They put 10 of them on this one cart for $20. Still $20, $2 a piece. We got Coffee Crisis, Old Towers, Tenzer, Little Medusa, which is the one I really want to play, Super Painter, Multitude, Almost Hero, Creepy Brawlers, Justice Duel, and Log Jammers. Several of these I've seen physically for sale and always wanted to get them, so I'm glad to have this. And the Evercade has exclusive games on it. Here's one, it's Full Void. And I believe this is like a action adventure game, or maybe just an adventure game. It's only supposed to be a few hours long, but that sounds like really nice to me. I don't want to play a bunch of long games at the moment. I gotta work through this backlog. So the Evercade looks absolutely incredible. It's got a whole bunch of awesome games. They're starting to put out PlayStation 1 games on it now, which I'm gonna be grabbing those, because there's a bunch of them I don't have. I think this is the way game collecting is gonna go in the future. Things like this that are like, it's an emulator console, but it's put together for you and it does have physical carts. So it has a lot of the conveniences of modern emulators and a cheap price. $100 is like nothing and the games are 20 bucks. That's a drop in the bucket for us collectors. Remember when I said this town is cursed? That this town is cursed and this is depressing and nothing good ever happens anymore? Let's cut back, let's flash back to the last time we were at this location. Do that for me, flash back over there. Anyway, that was like the least friendly employee I've ever seen in a GameStop, which is saying a lot. He asked if they had any retro stuff yet, and he's like, huh? And just like looked back at what he was doing. He didn't even answer the question. He said, huh, and looked down. Man, how nice. No wonder that business is doing so well. Man, GameStop, they're really tearing it up, aren't they? They're killing it out there. They're killing something. Well, I guess they got what was coming to them, dude. I guess they got what was coming to them. They're gone. Can it get any worse, man? Can it get any worse? That's like the last GameStop between my work and home. That was the last one. The last one I could stop by with my daughter and check out before heading to the house. It's right near her school, too. This is our local GameStop. There's one more in town left. We'll go try it out. Now I'm even more depressed, man. I'm like, I got a tear streaming down my eyes from this. I've been coming to this GameStop for like 20 something years. RNG Gamer, tell me something good, man. Show me something cool that we picked up. Pretty please. So one of my big concerns with modern games is that they're released unfinished, or buggy as crap, or they just don't work, or you gotta connect to some server. I always check. Before a game comes out, I look on doesitplay.org to see if it works. Because the future, these consoles aren't going to be hooked up to the internet. The servers are going to be down. So you just got to let the game play off the disc and you got to deal with what you've got. Well, this game I wanted to play, and so many of you out there have recommended that I play it, that it made me really want to get it. But the problem is, the game does not play off the disc. It's too buggy and too crappy, and doesitplay.org says it doesn't even really work without updates. But they did an update on their review of it to let us know that there's another version of the game that has all the patches on the disc. It's Days Gone. Let me fill you in on the odyssey with what happened with this. When it originally released, it was a PlayStation exclusive, only for PlayStation on it. Let me give an example of that. Some games like up here, they say only for PlayStation. And games that aren't console exclusives or that are on Steam don't say that. Okay, this little spot is just blank. So Days Gone being a timed exclusive was an only for PlayStation game. Well, it came out on Steam. When it came out on Steam, they were not allowed to have it say only for PlayStation on the disc anymore, because that's false advertising. It's not only on PlayStation, it's also on Steam. So they had to reprint the game. And when they did, they put all the patches on the disc. However, there's no way to know if you actually have the new one. Now, if you have a sealed copy of it and it doesn't say only for PlayStation, then you've got the updated disc, okay? But most of the copies out there, instead of printing a new cover, they just took the old cover. Let me show you this. Let me just show you this crap right here. They just took the old cover, you're not gonna believe this, and left it in there and put a sticker over the outside of the case. See, it says only for PlayStation. This is the old cover art that they printed. They just reused that and just put a sticker right over the outside of it. Now, some of these are the old version of the disc. Some of these are the new updated version of the disc. And the only way to tell is to actually put it in your PS4 or PS5. Disconnect your PS5 or PS4 from the internet so it doesn't download any patches. Then look at the game information, and it should be version 1.61. If you do have that version, you have all the patches on the disc. I bought this on eBay thinking it was the one that doesn't say not for PlayStation on it, or only for PlayStation. I'd like pop it in my console to find out. But I love this. I love that Sony and whoever published this, Bend Studio, okay, they put out an updated version of it. So I commend them for that. Thank you for doing this. And now I can play this. And it's not a buggy piece of crap. Just know, we know there's not going to be anything. Look, an Xbox 360. With the power supply and the Kinect. 39 bucks? Is that a good deal?
Well, at least they had video game stuff. Nothing for us. Nothing we want, of course. Why would they? Why would they have anything we wanted? I found two things in this Salvation Army before. I found all three original Resident Evil games on the PlayStation 1 here like just a couple years ago for like $5 a piece. That was a crazy deal. And I found the TV stand that holds up my Sony Trinitron. And it's a piece of crap. I don't like it, but it's the only piece of furniture I have that can physically hold up that 200-pound monstrosity. So this local pawn shop, don't forget to turn off your car down. God, so dumb. This local pawn shop is like a local chain, and they've shut down like 90% of them in the last 6 months. This is the only one I know that's left. Maybe they took all the inventory from those other ones and put it in here. Last time we were in here, we didn't find crap, man. They had nothing. Price on a PS freaking 5 controller. I don't know, dude. I don't need any more PlayStation 5 controllers. And I already have the blue one. I should just leave that there for somebody that like actually needs a controller. Like theirs is broken and they needed a discount. I mean, you buy it and flip it. I hate flipping crap. I don't want to flip anything. I don't like doing it, man. But I kind of want to get Little Samson, and the only way that's going to happen is if I have, like, money from flipping to freaking pay for it. Ugh. That place is depressing, too. That place used to be so good. It used to be so good. What has happened? What has happened when even the pawn shops and, like, a recessed time in the economy don't have anything to sell? And let's not let that get us down. Let's jump over to something cool that I actually did find. I bought something. What do you know? RNG Gamer, back in the game room, tell me something cool that we picked up.
I grabbed the Nintendo World Championship NES edition like everybody else. I pre-ordered it at GameStop. The second the pre-order went up, I thought it was gonna sell out really fast, but apparently like everybody got a copy of it and you can just go get it anywhere. This is not a remake of the original NES competition cartridge from like 1990 that I thought it was gonna be. It's actually just kind of like NES remix, and it's sort of a speed running challenge game. I'm still happy to have it, but I've watched some gameplay footage of it, and I do feel like I'll play through it, but it's not gonna be something that I spent hours and hours and hours and hours and working on trying to get like S rankings on everything. But it does look really cool, and I'm just happy they put something like this out. I think this is a neat little collector's piece. So the first survival horror game I ever played, and you guys know I love survival horror, was Alone in the Dark. And I played it on the freaking 3DO, the Panasonic 3DO. And I didn't know how to get out of the first room. I had my buddy help me. We worked our way through the game. Then later he got Alone in the Dark 2 on the PC. I borrowed it from him and I beat it. I never played the third one. But I did not own Alone in the Dark. I've been looking for a copy of it on the 3DO. I bought a copy. 3DO boxes, guys, they look like this, okay? They're just cardboard sometimes. They don't even have like a plastic frame around them. Dude, he just threw it in a bubble mailer. It got absolutely annihilated. It got destroyed. So I sent it back. I couldn't find any other big box copies of Alone in the Dark on the 3DO. Well, since I own Alone in the Dark 2 on the PC, I was like, maybe I should get Alone in the Dark on the PC. So that's what I did. I grabbed it. Was I able to find a copy on eBay? No. How did I get my copy of this? Well, somebody posted on the game collecting subreddit on Reddit. Some dude on Reddit he found a bunch of big box PC games. I reached out to him and was like, would you be willing to get rid of that Alone in the Dark? And surprise, surprise, he was a reseller with an eBay store. Yeah, man, he was happy to get rid of it. He said I could have it for $100. I told him that there were many copies on eBay right now for like less than half of that. So he settled at 40 and he shipped it to me. He was great to work with. What really makes this game collectible or not collectible is the inclusion of one item in the box. And it's this. It's the Alone in the Dark book. Now there are clues and stuff in the game as I recall, or maybe there's copyright protection. You have to look up something in this book, but it's a real book with like images in it. Here's how big it is. Here's my hand. Now I got big hands, but they're not that big. I'd say this is like about 30% of the size of a Post-it. It's pretty tiny, but I'm excited this is included in there. And of course it's on 3x5 diskettes for you youngins out there haven't seen these. This is what we used to use in computers back in the day.
We're back at Steak and Egg Charles, man. I know it's windy. I'm sorry. This place has fallen from grace, to say the least. Can't believe it. They actually had some stuff in there. Nothing we needed, but some stuff. You know, I showed you that area where all those Funko Pops were. That used to be completely full of video games, and they had like a couple of TVs and like sitting areas where people would come in there and hang out and play video games. And they just like got rid of it to fill it in full of Funko Pops that nobody gives crap about. Since that place is mixed media, they did video games and lots of other stuff. Let me tell you about something that's a mixed media video game. Let me tell you about a board game that's a recreation of one of my favorite video games of all time.
So one of my favorite video games of all time is Slay the Spire. And like a couple of years ago for a Christmas present, I think my wife, she funded the Kickstarter for the Slay the Spire board game. And I don't know how much she freaking paid, but when all this crap came rolling up to the house not that long ago, the box was huge. I could not believe what it looked like. Now, I have not played this, but Retro Wolf 88, great friend of the channel, heard about this copy of the game that I got, and he bought a copy, a retail version of the game, and he's been playing it like crazy, and he says it's fantastic. So if you like Slay the Spire and you like board games, and you like deck builders, maybe seek this out. You're not gonna be able to find this version of it because it's like the Ultra Super Mega Founders Kickstarter version, which comes with a whole bunch of crap, but the store retail version of it's supposed to be pretty great. Now here's the box, and it is thick. It weighs at least 12 pounds, something like that. It's heavy. Like it's making my bicep hurt bouncing it. But it's supposed to be fantastic. It's supposed to model the game pretty well. It came with card protectors of many different varying sizes for every single card in the game. Everything. If you've ever played Slay the Spire on your phone or the Switch or PS4, you can switch back and forth between the beta art and the art that came out for the game. I think people had a fondness for the beta art and were kind of sad they switched it. So the developers put it back in the game as an option. Well, I got the beta art cards, so it's all the cards in the game with the beta art on them. So just bonus X cards in case you want to switch some of them out. Thanks for that. It also came with an exclusive expansion. But the thing that made the shipment so big is this. I don't even have to bend down to get it. It came, this is a canvas bag that is freaking, I mean, this is stitched. This is a playmat for everything in the game with like, it's a giant mouse pad essentially, and it's heavy. I am super pumped to play this. I don't know where I'm gonna put all this stuff. I sold almost all my board games to Retro Wolf because I wasn't playing a ton of them, but I am gonna play this, and you can play it solo. So I think I'm gonna try it out solo and and teach my wife how to play. She also loves Slay the Spire.
Game hunting isn't like it used to be, but nothing about game collecting or shopping or buying is anything like it used to be. I saw this driving by on my way to get lunch and thought I would stop and share it with you. This Sears right here was where I bought, or my parents bought, my first NES and my first Nintendo 64. They both came from there, both of them. And right over here, still in business, is the Macy's, where I first saw a TurboGrafx 16. They had it on display, and I played it and thought it was really cool, but I didn't know what it was for years. I thought I like imagined it, till I finally got a TurboGrafx 16 and played Keith Courage. And I was like, oh, I didn't just dream that. But I had a lot of fun walking around in this mall. I kind of miss walking around in malls and hanging out with your friends and going into stores and like just checking out the games. That's how we learned about games. I remember my mom would pick me up right there. I'd wait right by those columns. Man, God, that was a forever ago. We get older, but we never grow up. So I know I'm not supposed to be doing this while I'm driving. I'm sitting at like the eternal red light, so I might as well freaking do it anyway, right? And because it's important, we have something important to talk about, which, oh God, I gotta go. Sorry, back to the topic at hand. How much should a hot dog cost? Costco's hot dogs are pretty good. I mean, they're really good for $1.50. I've asked everybody I know in the entire world this question. How much should they cost? I went to a fancy hot dog place the other day, and I ate one hot dog, and it was $11. $11. I mean, it was good. Was it like 7 times better than a Costco hot dog? No. Holy crap, look at this. I just tripped. Look at this. It's a bolt sticking out of the freaking sidewalk. What the hell? How do you just have that right there? Dude, I wish I had like tripped over that and like broke my arm. Oh my God, I would sue them for so much money. Think of all the little Samsons we could buy with that lawsuit money. Well, I know there's a 100% chance I'll get something at this next stop. It's Costco. Let's go get a freaking $1.50 hot dog. By God, we're gonna find a deal somewhere in this town.
So everyone's game of the year last year was Baldur's Gate 3. And I was mad because they didn't put out a physical version of it. I was like, this is it. This is the end. This is the end of collecting. I just took it off my wish list. I was like, I'm just not gonna buy it. I'm not gonna pay $80 for a digital game. But they tricked us. What they did is they waited till the game was already out and patched, and they'd found all the issues with it and all the bugs before putting out a physical version like a year later. That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. Just put it out digitally, let all the people troubleshoot it for you, then put out the complete edition, which is what Larian Studios did with Baldur's Gate 3. And I grabbed it on the PS5, and yes, I have the NTSC US version, the American version of it. You have to order this directly from Larian Studios. They're in Ireland, I think. When you go on there, it shows the game as being the PAL version of the game. But it asks you what region you live in, and when you order it, they send you the appropriate region, okay? It may look like it's the PAL version, but they sent me the US one. At no point did it ever show a picture with this on it, okay? I have played several of Larian's games. They've been good, but I've struggled with them. I'm not great at computer RPGs. I'm not good at thinking outside of the box. And the kind of trial and error troubleshooting save scum you have to do to beat games like this, I'm really bad at it. But I hear the best way to play them is not try to have the perfect run. It's just like, do what you think is a good idea in the moment and just live with the consequences. And there's no way you can really break the game, even if you kill like a main character or something. So I'm just gonna play this and I'm just gonna have a good time with it. And I'm not gonna worry about like min-maxing anything. Anyway, but everybody says this is fantastic. And I did buy this. It was like freaking $80 or something, and then like $20 to ship it. It was like $100. That's fine. I'm willing to pay $100 for Game of the Year. And this is a nice thick box. Let's go in at GameStop.
When did this happen? When did this happen? I don't know about that.
What?
That's fine.
What?
Yes, just those 3 things that I gave you, those have to be done, but that's it. Thank you, ma'am.
Well, they actually had some stuff in there that was kind of cool that I wanted. I didn't know they made a sequel to White Day. I just picked that game up on the PS4 not that long ago. I don't even know if it's been in a pickups video yet. It might just be stacked in the corner. Let's drive and talk at the camera at the same time. That's a good idea.
Tonight, Metro Police are searching for the driver who rammed through the front of a South Nashville business and stole thousands of dollars worth of video games.
All right, we're at a stopped secure location. So there's not one mom and pop game store left in my town. Not one, not a single one anywhere. So we have to drive to another town to find one. And the 2 best ones are in 2 different towns, right? And we only have time to go to one. So we could go to the one I took you to last time. I don't know about that. Or I could take you to the one that's better but smaller. And also further away. Let's go to that one. It's a bit of a drive. I've got a little bit of time before I have to go teach guitar. Maybe we can find something out there. They tend to have some higher end stuff. Dude, I'm so screwed. That took 40 minutes to get here, which means it's 40 minutes back. Which means I only have like 20 minutes to look around in this place, or I'm gonna be late to go teach guitar. Anyway, we're at press start. They had some crazy stuff in there. I got a little bit of footage of it. They were okay with me filming one case. They had like Autobahn Police on the 360, which I've never seen before. They had Elemental Gearbolt, which is a great one. I already have it. They had Fire and Ice on the NES, which I need. They had it like $250. Yeah, it's a little bit out of my price range. They also had something kind of crazy. They had a sealed, complete in box, which is duh, it's sealed, Perfect Dark on the N64, which I thought would be like $400 or $500. It was $150. $150 for a sealed Perfect Dark. That price is insane. That's insane. What a deal. I didn't buy it. Several stops. We found nothing. We didn't pick up anything. This place is still cursed. It's still a cursed town. Oh man, what are you gonna do? Talk about some good stuff. Let's throw it back to me in the studio. I'm driving and filming again. Sorry.
So a channel member and huge fan of the channel and another YouTuber, AJT Comics brand, sent me some stuff. The first thing he sent me was a video game, Daredevil Derby 3D. He got this at a thrift store. This looks like a zany racing game, like over the top racing game. The biggest Roadhog rules. Features over 30 extreme 3D tracks to jam on. Race across land, sea, underwater, air, and outer space, all rendered in bold. Thanks for this, AJT. Appreciate it, brother. And in case you can't tell from his name, AJT Comics brand, he does a comic. And he sent me some comic swag. 2 posters, this one here, pretty cool. And one with Queen, I said Cybra last time, it's Kybra. Queen Kybra, very cool. These are nice too. And also some copies of his comic. Here's one, this is pretty thick. Here's another one. Actually, issue 1 and issue 2. Like straight up, the originals. So thank you so much for that, AJT. I appreciate it, brother. AJT has been a great supporter of the channel. I have very many great supporters of the channel. If you would like to become one, you can go to the description down below and join the channel as a channel member or on Patreon. They're the same thing. For as little as 99 cents a month, you get early access to the videos, you get member exclusive videos. There's a whole bunch of different things you can do. It's the best way to get in touch with me as well. And also while you're down there, go ahead and do that. Subscribe for me. Leave me a comment, I answer every one of them, and give me a like. That's the best way to help me in the YouTube algorithm. I appreciate all of you that have hung out this long. Thank you so much, and I'll catch you guys next time.